maybe? Let's see. I'm alright, yeah. I mean, yeah, as alright as I can be, I guess, but, I've kind of learned to live with it, so, yeah, I'm fine. Today we will be ascending the throne of the barony and assuming the title of Baroness after finally completing the long quest assigned to us by Jamandi Aldori. I kind of went out of my way while the off stream rather to recruit a couple of new mercenaries, and I will explain that when the game starts. Thank you for the 10 watch streak. So let's start already, and then I'll talk. I will talk before starting the chapter. Who are you calling a barren mess? Okay, so first off, Gilderoy is a all of them are lawful good because that's how I strive to run my barony. So having my future or potential generals and advisors be at the same wavelength is just a good idea, I would say. Gilderoy is a cleric, and like the other two, he is not really going to be in the party. There's just a section of the game where I won't have access to, I want to say, Miri, Christian, and I would also use a different a mercenary for the religion advisor role, because honestly I don't really feel like using Jod for that. And Harim is, yeah, I'm not gonna vibe with him, so he doesn't fly. Then there is Gloin Duranson, which, yeah, missed opportunity not to name him Thorin Oakenshield, but like the other two, he's not really going to be a mainstay of the party. He's just there because I need somebody with a big fat wisdom modifier for the religion checks. So yeah, that is why he's in the party. And then there is General Morgan, who I misspelled as General Morgan, I guess. And yeah, General Morgan, that's a Trails in the Sky reference. And he will be standing in for Miri as General in Chapter 4. So, like Miri, he is basically built so that his strength modifier is going to be as high as possible, like sky high. Thank you for the first. And for the stretch. So, with the new faces introduced, let's get started. The Staglord is gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Oleg looks at you with respect bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands, rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them, well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Rostov and report your great victory. Rostov awaits. I plan to set off right away. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Rostov.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head, but I knew you could handle it. Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baroness before the High Society of Rostov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler. But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Aldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
Kusihon, a young half-orc with impeccable poise, performs a textbook perfect bow. Jamundi, what kind of game are you playing? I think I have the right to know.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
What do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Isia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal.
Yeah, I imagine so. Coral Rogarvia, or as he later became known, Coral the Conqueror, invaded the area that would become modern-day Brevoy in 4499 AR, destroying all who opposed him. With the aid of fire-breathing dragons, Coral disappeared around 4509 AR, leaving his descendants to rule Brevoy from the dragon scale throne at the Raby Fortress in New Stettin for exactly 200 years from his conquest. Every member of the noble house disappeared in 4699 AR. 44... okay. So he got to rule about 10 years then. Fair enough. Ouch.
The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Surtova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Isia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Isian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
House Sartova, the current ruling family of Brevoy, is also the oldest Brevik noble family and the most influential. Their original holdings are the environs of Port Ice in northern Isia, on the shores of the Lake of Mists and Veils. The Sartovas are known as careful and cunning diplomats. Before Coral the Conqueror invaded, the Sartovas were known as pirates and raiders, and the family still has many connections with the pirates and brigands of the region, many of whom are distant relations of the Sartova clan. Their family motto is, "Ours is the right." House Orlovsky controls the northeastern Brevoy from Eagle's Watch on Mount Veshka. They try to rise above petty political maneuvers as staunch allies of the now disappeared House Regarvia. This has landed them in a prickly situation. If Lord Paul Orlovsky chooses to rebel against Noleski Sertova, they could potentially align with House Gares and House Medved. These three houses could disrupt supply and travel routes between House Sertova's two power bases, Port Ice and New Stettin. The house's motto is High Above. House Lebeda is based to the southwest of Lake Lakal in Brevoy, controlling the plains and significant portions of the lake shipping. They are considered to be the Brevik noble family that epitomizes Rostland, having significant Talon blood and appreciation for fine things and a love of sword fighting. The family motto is success through grace. Feels a lot like the War of the Dragons, doesn't it? Because you've got all these houses infighting and trying to come out on top, and then you have House Regaria, who is backed by Dragonfire. It sounds rather familiar, doesn't it? What do I need to know about the current political atmosphere?
We, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the Royal House Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty, and the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be. Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Sertova, the former kings of Issia, but their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Sertova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
No. Wrong. There it is. Oh yeah. No, there is no house motto, so I don't really care, because I've already read that, I think. So, let's not beat around the bush anymore. What role do I play in your plans?
Rustland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly, and the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going?
Yeah, I think I see. You want me to be that external power, don't you?
The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
I love how Hannes Ralev is not a significant enough character to warrant an entry of his own. One Maegor Varn, one of the competitors who successfully completed Jamon the Eldori's tasks and received a barony as a reward. Don't the Sword Lords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Eldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Koral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
Maivan is one of the more stable kingdoms in the Riverlands. It began as a refuge for the Eldori Sword Lords who fled Rostland during the rule of Koral the Conqueror. Many Sword Lords settled there in Maivan, bringing with them experience and knowledge of the ancient discipline of the Sword Lords. Warriors from as far away as the Garand, make pilgrimages to Maivan to study their secrets, to earn the right to stay. The people must pass a series of increasingly difficult duels. And what part does Rostov play in this game?
Rostov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Eldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selemius.
If Natala is already here, why does she let you grant me? If Queen Sartova is already here, why does she let you grant me the title?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Sartova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a Baroness, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view. And truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
I will keep that in mind. What happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players. I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Do you already know about my encounter with Tertutio?
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
Thank you. I'm going to speak with the other guests.
Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
Right. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old looks at you with a polite smile. So, you're the famous slayer of the Staglord's gang. Soon to be a Baroness? Pleased to meet you. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is, Lander. Just Lander? No last name? No title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak to you about. You see, I am an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed Baroness with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Bravoy if I'm going to rule part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as emissary of Bravoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While I may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future. I have a firm position in my family. So, you are from Restavik nobility then? Also, I just realized that... let's see. There he is. That's Lander. The little scuzzball. Please tell me again what you are doing here. No. Tell me once more what you want from me. I'll consider your proposal. Yes, do so, and do so carefully. Hi, Mary. Sup? Magar Varn. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few marks or streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I am Magar Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. Dunsward, the frontier of the region known as Dunsward, on the easternmost side of the stolen lands, borders the steppes of Casmaron. Dunsward is characterized by low grassy plains circled by mountain ranges and is dotted with ancient structures of lost civilizations. Long ago, a bustling empire reigned over these lands. Nowadays, all that remains of that ancient glory are crumbling ruins and half-destroyed words of alien wisdom that are inscribed on the walls of the unknown tombs. How did you earn the title of Baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi, Aldori had needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team. If that wasn't clear, the Varling host. You have heard of us? No? No matter. How do you feel? We've done work for Jamandi before. This time, the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel being noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Dralev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of the Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me? We're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. It was nice meeting you. Farewell. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay me a visit. Keston Lindsay. Keston has been drinking. So has Lindsay, I'm guessing.
I'll go ahead.
Will you drink with me?
You see Casey approaching. The tiefling you met the battle, or during the battle at Jamandi Eldori's mansion, is as she draws near. She places one of the cups of wine she's holding in your hand. Of course. To beauty!
To beauty. It sweetens our happy days and brings solace to our dark and sorrowful ones.
Casey smiles and taps her cup to yours.
But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldery might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. and I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
I'm pretty sure this is Canara. No need to apologize. I don't expect everyone I meet to immediately fall under my charms and entrust me with all their secrets.
How amusing. Usually those who don't seek affection are the very ones who receive it. Anyway, enough sweet talk. There is something important I wanted to tell you.
Casey looks down at her cup for a moment.
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
Casey stops, looking at you expectantly. And what could be better than a treasure hunt? I'm ready.
I'm sure you'd like to finally gain your official title and celebrate your victory. And I don't like noisy parties and ceremonies. Find me when you return to your dominion. I'll rent a house in your capital. We can discuss the details of our expedition there.
Casey laughs quietly, fiddling with her cup.
So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Saluting you with the other cup, the tiefling girl steps back and disappears in shadows between the columns. Natala Sartova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks her into a sugary, sweet smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Alright. What do you think awaits me, Nothing good, I fear. The Eldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans. I assume? You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. You might say that. They lack the strength, currently. Hence, this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial, a memorial stone in independent Restov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on it. Oh, and even that, really. What would you propose then? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her lowborn stepson, the green-skinned boy Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murphy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler would be. Or could be. Chandra Murphy. The old woman standing next to Natala gives you a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I will consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Right.
The path is clear.
A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you can see on him is a holy symbol of Erastil made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, bordering on awe. Svanky Keeg. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Svanky Keeg, High Priest of Erastil in Restov. Do many people in Restov venerate Erastil? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here. And no wonder people have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed rather simply for such a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turns up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Makes sense? I am gonna go AFK a bit while the ads roll. Welcome back. No, maybe not actually. It's probably a bit soon. Okay, welcome back. I saw how you fought beside Jamani that night. Your god granted you impressive power. Yes, I used to serve Erastil on the battlefield, but those days are long past. Now, I call on his power to heal those who've fallen from a roof more often than anyone wounded by a sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forests and slay the monsters, but I'm more useful to my congregation here, attending more mundane affairs like hospitals, shelters, and charity fairs. Bringing law into the Stolen Lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Succeeded at diplomacy check. Yeah, I couldn't really fill that one. This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe your community will be able to provide you with a reasonable assistance, or our community. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. A rest will keep you. RM is down here. Octavia, no.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
I am ready for the ceremony.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the Stolen Lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon. Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Rostov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory! The Stag Lord dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the Stolen Lands began.
Keston Garas. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he's rehearsed his speech many times. Let me again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Giamondi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I am not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I am glad to serve you. I am here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Staglord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting in Rostov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer any questions and to show you around the most important sites. The most important question is, where can I get a drink? Or 3. It's time to toast my victory. Keston hesitates for a moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you. The moment we entered the city, the tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. It is a day for celebration. So, where are my companions? They are all around here somewhere, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Christian is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. You just follow the noise and turmoil. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here in Erastil. Erastil's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Bravoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd. So I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Keston scratches his head. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I have never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right before our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud as a rule. Or, as a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. You got some vendors. Nice. And the tavern is across the street over here, probably, if memory serves. Well, the hair of pure gold, maybe. And the observation platform. We got some rural farmland down there. That's probably going to be built up eventually as the city advances. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands very quietly. Casil. Casil Aldori. Greetings, Your Grace. Casil, Lady Jamondi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the Restov reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Sword Lords, I would like to offer you some advice. Barony effect. Community +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3, new event, trade agreement with Sartova as Vanke's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, rebuild the Temple of the Elk, Lindsay's training, Octavia's training, Rigongar's training, Valerie's training, Harem's training, Tristan's training, Amiri's training, Jathal's training, research into the nature of curses of Nettle, restoration of Nettle's crossing. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people. Responsible people. But certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it while considering your plans. Whoops. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy, most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all of the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jod and Trishans, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further, and I'll leave you to consider once again. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. I am confident you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jod stumbled slightly. No, to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to ask you to speak to you about. Christian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a very powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod exhaled slightly loudly, catching his breath. Ah. And now there is a new woe. Trishan and I believe there is a curse. That the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored to be by the locals to be cursed. Trishan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? The bald hilltop, not far from here. Not to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there. Back in the ancient times, there is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is the rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Trishan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Russell. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Trishan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That is when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this curse. And for now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, your grace, for intervening with you, getting the grasp of your barony, but I'm sure we will have even more pressing matters at hand right now.
I feel tired.
Okay. So, advisors. General. We'll assign him married to that. Regent. counselor. Treasurer. Don't really have anybody in the current party that can assume the role of treasurer. Okay, so how much BP do I have to rep with? Not much, I imagine. No, actually 264, that's fine. So we'll start with the pier. That's a no-brainer. And we'll also build a wall. The windmill goes up here. I could also build a watchtower. A longhouse down here. We'll also build... Actually, no. The longhouse here at the center of town. That'll get more adjacency bonuses. And then we build a tavern. Or maybe a shop. Oh, wait. Shit. Tavern, tavern, tavern. Here it is. Fuck. I've made some errors here. The tavern should be here, where the shop is going up. There we go. Ideally, actually, I wanted a smithy down here. Once the town expands, but I guess we can't have all the things we want. Yeah, that rig's starting. Anyway. Oh yeah, storyteller. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled and his beard is as white as mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody back and forth, slightly to the rhythm, or swaying back and forth slightly to the rhythm. The man shudders briefly and stops singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind a fish brought to shore. The old man proceeds to ponder silently for a moment. Many peoples are long dead. their homes crumbled, and their homes crumbled to dust, and their bodies turned to ash. Only legends can still tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. Are you really an elf? Do other elves age like you have? No, we don't, actually. Welcome back. Let's maybe Tangia is fine there. That's not the one I wanted to grab. Yeah. Back to the VTuber corner with me. A common question, despite my unusual looks. I am an elf. An old one, yes. Perhaps an older than any other elf of Conan. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. I keep stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Galarian. But they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it within myself, bearing the weight of its words and the emotions they invoke. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible force is keeping me alive and granting me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories. Be it divine power or fell curse, I am grateful either way. How could you tell it was me? The old man smiled slightly. It is not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way she walks. No one in here steps as confidently as you, Your Grace. Alright. Would you trade stories with me? The man's voice rustles like autumn leaves. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it. Whether willingly or not, can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in their absolute purity? The storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I do not think so. At least, not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of this world, the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. Pathfinder! The old man the old man thinks for a moment, then continues. But I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past, bring them to me. And if my eyes can see the stories that these relics hold, I will gladly share them with you. And if you find all the pieces of any ancient artifacts, I can even recall the smithing skills to unite them and restore their power. Well, I've brought some relics. Are any worthy of a story? The storyteller's eyebrows raise. How interesting. May I, Your Grace? He gently touches the items from your pack. A coin from a non-existent country. When Coral the Conqueror mastered Rossland, having claimed it for Bravoy, he prohibited the issuance of such coins. Both ordinary folk and the Eldori sword lords were required to use new coins decorated with Coral's profile, but no one was quite to be rid of these prohibited coins. Oh no. In many houses they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Rossland declares its independence. The storyteller's fingers caress the symbol shaped like a tree leaf. And what is this? I hear the voices of trees, smell the scent of fresh leaves. A dryad mark, is it not? I would be happy to purchase it from you. The storyteller weighs the soldier's tags in his palm. The soldier does not ask where the banners of war are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. This tag belonged to one of the many warriors who helped establish the glory of the Talon Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. I found the shards of an ancient artifact. Not that ancient, believe me. Can you restore it? Restore it for me at the anvil. May I? The storyteller gently touches the items from your pack. You have gathered all the fragments of the necklace of double crosses. They can fit into my hand, and they carry an inglorious story. Allow me to tell the tale as I restore it. I expect the story will amuse you, and perhaps even give you some food for thought. So, what's your answer? Will you entrust me with this treasure? The storyteller eagerly awaits your response. Yes. Restore the necklace of double crosses. The storyteller holds the pieces of metal carefully in his hands. I shall begin. Not every legend speaks of heroic feats. Some tell of atrocities and wicked things. I will breathe my gift into this necklace, that it may tell you something of itself. The necklace of double crosses. Yeah, this one is a bit of a doozy, and I'm not going to read it. But well, this amulet grants its wearer a +2 bonus to trickery, stealth, and mobility skill checks. Their melee attacks, specifically melee attacks, against flat-footed opponents deal 2d6 sneak attack damage. When an ally moves away from the wearer in battle, the amulet forces the wearer to make an attack of opportunity against that ally. Unfortunately, it specifies melee attacks, which means that Octavia's it's not going to work for Octavia. As much as I would like it to.
I'll go ahead.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
The path is clear. Tread lightly.
Hello, my savior. You asked if we'd meet again, and here I am. I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lady, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you. Forgive me, nymphs are not made for cities. The noise and vanity of human settlements vex me. I will answer all your questions, but there, in the silence of my asylum. So long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter's snow.
path is clear.
after I got back from break. Well, that fucking sucks. Nobody told me either. He gained enough power to witness all things, and this both fueled his divinity and shattered his mind. He is a god of magic, torn between destroying the world with one hand and saving it with another. And how is it? So this is why you didn't remember me when we were talking to Jamandi Eldori? How could I remember you? I'd never met you at the time. That was Canera. She was the one who talked to you at the reception and helped you fight off the assassins. We usually write each other notes, recounting in detail all that happened, and describing any friends that Kaesi has made. But that time, we switched right in the middle of a mansion engulfed in fire and filled with assassins. Canera didn't have time to write any notes. And now, it is how is it you began to live in turns? Kalik frowns and lowers her head. This story, it's one I've never told to anyone before. No one in the whole world. And it's not easy to confide in a stranger. There's too much grief and guilt in it. If you don't mind, I'd rather not go into all the details. Fair? You see, my sister died, and I couldn't get over it. Canera was killed by a soul eater, a monster summoned by secret followers of Abaddon's archdemons. Those who summoned him died in the fight, but the beast was too strong for my sister, and I wasn't even there to protect her. Kalik catches her breath. We had just a fight. We'd just had a fight. And we both did some stupid things just before. But I don't want to talk about that now. When I found out what happened to my sister, I was ready to make a deal with any power. If only I could get her back. And I found such power. I was contacted by the Arcanothane, the herald of the god Nethys himself. She promised the world. She promised she would return Canera to life, but on two conditions. First, we must both keep the arrangement a secret. Second, we would never be able to meet again. And so, our new life began. Now we flee through the world, guarding our secret always introducing ourselves as Kaisi to hide that there are two of us. And we switch places with each other at random. While one lives, the other sleeps in a demi-plane, one created especially for us. You can't control the switches? No, we can't. They happen at random, most often while we're sleeping, but sometimes in broad daylight. That's why we can never stay in one place for long. When someone witnesses us switch, we usually tell them tales of a special magical way of traveling, but people start noticing strange things and begin to figure things out. Truth be told, I am so tired of having to pretend. We knew this couldn't last forever, and now the truth is finally out. What's the point in all this? You reveal your secret to me. That means you broke one of the rules set by Nethys' herald. Yes. Will you make me regret this, Edelweiss? I just thought... I felt you might be someone who could help my sister and me change our fates. What can I do to help? That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. I was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasury that we've been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in this place. It may contain a relic taken by the Talon Raiders from a respected Kadiran temple of Nethys. It is an unusual relic called a Disc of the Eclipse. I once heard a beautiful story that it was created from the shadow that hides the sun and the moon. But I don't think that could be the truth. Nethys is the god of magic who was once a mortal wizard, and relics from his temples are usually very powerful. There are many among his followers who think that solving the mysteries of such magic, even rivaling their deity, is the best way to serve him. One such follower created the disc that long ago in the distant past. According to legend, it gave its owners control over planar travel, but only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could use it. While one of them traveled the plains, the other was his anchor in our world. And they could switch between. Do you see why we so desperately wish to find the disc? It might help us understand how the switch between me and Canera works, and it should make our divine patron quite happy. Nethys and his assistants value the desire to understand the mysteries of magic above all else. Right, and how did the discs come to be in the Stolen Lands? It was brought here by Talons long ago, from the 5th Army of Exploration. Taldor and Kadira were enemies for ages, thousands of years ago. A soldier broke into the Temple of Nethys and stole the relic to sell it, no doubt, or secretly hoard it as an heirloom. Hundreds of years later, his own kin, or the kin of its hundredth buyer, brought the disc to these strange lands where the Talons had come uninvited as usual, and which they finally vanished from with little trace. Sometimes history is as intricate lace. You never guess where it begins and where it ends. Tell me the location of the treasury. It was called Sorrowful by the chronicle we read. It was once a town founded by veterans of the 5th Army of Exploration. It stood on the shores of a turbulent river. And that was what destroyed it. One night, a terrible flood devastated the settlement, killing many and driving the rest to flee. Only the tower on the cliff remained, but which was too high for the waves, or for the flood to reach. Water covered the ruins for a long time, but last year it receded. My friends found a chronicle which recounted the destruction of the city and spoke of the disk of the eclipse which was kept there. They managed to track down the ruins, but were frightened away by the monsters and the beasts roaming the lands. If this can help, then I agree. Kalik's sad eyes get a little warmer. Thank you. I will wait for you there at Sorrowflow. And please, let's explore the ruins together. Just the two of us. I don't want to give myself away again in front of your companions. Breaking the Arcanothane's conditions once was enough. I have no wish to anger our god. So long. Yeah, well...
I'll go ahead.
No, that's to keep. Okay. Hunting Lodge, Bald Hilltop. Further across the Skunk River. And Sorrowflow is way up there. Okay. Not ideal. Now, here's the thing. I probably should just keep pumping sorcerer levels until I reach level 20. But it's actually kind of tempting to take at least take a 3-level dip to start with in Rogue, because that will save me 2 to 1 feat, or 1 to 2 feats. Rather, that will make my rapier a viable damage option, and also save me at least 1 feat, maybe even 2. But I am going to need to go to at least level 3 in Rogue before I get before I get finesse training. Overall, I do get 5 sneak attack dice, which I'm actually tempted to to take accomplished sneak attacker and make that 6 instead of 5. But on the other hand, I could also take Scald, which would give me a Song of Rage, or give me Inspire Rage, so I can get around needing Lindsay for that. Either way, it's tempting. Bonus skill rank. Thank you. Knowledge, Arcana, Persuasion, and use magic device. Haste. Make my my summons faster. And then I am kind of tempted to go with Beast Totem. Hmm. Mystic through Theurge. Needs more sorcerer levels, yeah. His skill points are not important anymore. Resist acid and resist cold. 5 at 9th level. Your resistances increase to 10. That is tempting, actually. Yeah. Let's go with that, and then actually meets the prerequisites for Arcane Trickster now, which means, yeah. Which is kind of important for her. Perception, stealth, trickery. Knowledge world. And then she already has Scorching Ray actually, so let's take Acid Arrow instead. And Sense Vitals. Maybe? Yeah. Because it means she'll be doing more sneak attack damage with her ranged attacks. Rigongar! We are going to keep leveling up your Dragon Disciple, you fucking meathead, you. At this point, or rather, he just unlocked Dragon Disciple, but yeah, we're going to dip into that for at least 4 levels, so that he can get the 4 strength. But we might actually just go for level, I would say 6 levels of Dragon Disciple. Like, I don't mind the Constitution, but the big prize of level 6 Dragon Disciple is getting Dragon Bite. Or rather, getting the second getting the improved Dragon Bite. Valerie. Vindictive Bastard. Yeah. Bonus hit points. A plank. A mysterious cult promoting idleness and debauchery has emerged in the region. This deprivation must be stopped. Yeah. Okay.
Let's head out.
Oh. I thought Jublast would be here by now, but I guess not.
The path is clear.
Consider me provoked.
Repent!
A solid plan.
Okay, be right back.
This is for you!
Let us strike as one!
Well, that time I was admittedly at in the bathroom, but yes, on break. Sometimes too happens. Oh, come to think of it, no, I don't think I have. Yeah, it's break is on the BRB scene as well, so it's
Serves you right.
Forwards!
oh, you do you?
Fight if I have to.
What am I breaking, huh?
Do not falter!
I'll try to make this swift.
Die for me.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not quite done fighting yet.
You deserved it.
That explains why nobody was moving.
Aim carefully.
Oh my, that is kinky. It would be even kinkier if I was actually a pregophile. Thank you for the falling pipe.
I feel tired.
Toothless dance. Ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Ah,
Resting would be nice. Don't you think?
maybe. The problem is I can't stream that, but also I don't have a 3DS anymore. Not a working one anyway.
I'll go ahead. The path is clear. I feel tired. Let's head out.
Happy Fox. Yay. I from Watson's Gritches. Pipe. More hairs, indeed. Hmm.
Tread lightly.
Okay. Now the problem with Jaethal is her archetype kinda doesn't work for my party. So I'm inclined to say that we should respect her. Jathal is... There. There she is. So we're going to keep her as an elf. Obviously, we'll give her a hairstyle that's a little more in line with her portrait. Than the default one. And also give her black hair because, again, that's more in line with her default. She is still going to be an Inquisitor, but we're going to use the monster. Yeah, the monster tactician archetype. Maybe? Or tactical leader. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Tactical leader. And then we're going to give her the favorite class, Inquisitor. Also, her deity is Urgathoa. And her domain is probably undead. Or death. Or maybe evil. Curse Fear, Bone Shaker, Bestow Curse, Death Ward, Slay Living, Circle of Death, Destruction, Horde Wilting, Well of the Banshee. Ray of Sickening, Bone Shaker, Contagion, Fear, Slay Living, Create Undead, Blasphemy, Unholy Aura, and Summon Monster 9. Kinda works. Undead subdomain. Cause Fear, Ghoul Touch, Bestow Curse, Enervation, Slay Living, Circle of Death, Horde Welting, and Energy Drain. Maybe. Let's go with the Death Domain. That seems more in line with J Hill. Or the preferable anyway. Favorite class, Inquisitor. Inquisitor spell. And say maybe 16 should be good enough. We can drop charisma to 7. Well, she actually gets... Yeah. We can drop intelligence to 9. That works. No. No, it doesn't. Fuck. Lore... Nature and lore religion. Horny today, aren't you guys? That's the second time today somebody has laid the pipe. No. No. Hmm. Spells. Inflict light wounds is kind of important for her because or inflict wounds in general. Because cure wounds isn't going to do shit for Jathal. I'm also the one that made a bunch of my redeems sex jokes. In terms of their point prices. So you may have me there. I There it is. Two more feet. Actually, does she get a flank yet? O S. Maybe. Doesn't look like it, no. I guess we stick with Scythe then. And then Shield Wall. Because we don't have at plank. No. Where we go? Inflict moderate wounds. And inflict pain. What the hell?
I wrote it like I saw it.
Observe the others.
How may I help?
Learn from their mistakes.
Speak.
Before they learn from yours. Combat reflexes would be good for Jthal.
Game, what the fuck are you on right now? Hey. Let's take hold personal. The JTL spellbook. Why aren't your domain spells working? You should be getting the Cause Fear and Bone Shaker just by being Death Domain. Well, okay, fair enough.
Share your will.
The path is clear. I'll go ahead.
Nothing is happening yet at the Bald Hilltop. Oh well.
to catch my breath.
Oh yeah. Jaethal doesn't get tired because she's undead. I forgot. That happens.
Hey, pushover priest. Can you do anything at all? Or is wagging your tongue the only thing you're good at?
I'm no pushover. In fact, I find it difficult to contain myself when I hear your foul words. It requires strength. But you just try to insult an innocent in my presence, and you'll see what I'm capable of.
Right.
I need to catch my breath.
Your faith makes you so vulnerable. Aren't you afraid that evil people will take advantage of your peaceful disposition and hurt you?
Hardly. My vows and faith are a strength, not a weakness. But if evil is done, it won't be my doing.
Well. Insufficient BP right now, huh?
I need to catch my breath.
May we have a moment of respite?
Bucking smiles at you. No, it's you. Want to buy anything? Bakken, how would you like to become a court alchemist? The old man peers at you with an inquisitory squint. A court alchemist? Me? That'd be a first. Bakken finally sighs and waves his hand. Blah! Fine, go. Come what may. You've been kind to me. Killed those damn spiders and brought an old man some berries. I'll work for you. Just one thing, though. I need a new laboratory. Someplace to keep all my bottles and ingredients. A workshop, yes? And as for me, you don't worry. I'll do my part.
The path is clear. Tread lightly.
Yoink, my money now. Stealing from the poor. Climb.
I feel tired.
To be neither alive nor dead. What does it feel like?
Want to try it? I'm afraid you wouldn't make a quality undead specimen. Just a zombie with a pretty face. But your thought processes would not change significantly.
time for fun?
You can't stop me. Any last wishes?
Unworthy.
Attack!
So it's come to this.
Let's see. No. Stretch. Hydrate. Third and wasted. Okay, well, thank you for the stretch. And a hydrate. The wasted doesn't feel appropriate unless you play that for the enemy. But yeah. Fuck. Okay. Oh, hi, Thylacine. We haven't seen those on Earth since, I want to say 1980s, late 1970s.
I shall not fail.
You can count on me. Consider me provoked. I'm not afraid. is where I step in.
Repent!
Let's head out.
And I can already hear the iPad screaming at me that it's time to take my meds and go to bed. Because it's Friday.
I need to catch my breath.
I'll go ahead.
So I think I'm going to do that. And I might, before Sunday, retrace or roll back to before the coronation ceremony and just retrace my steps, because some of this stream was a bit of a wash. I'm gonna be honest. Well, let's see who's on so we can raid somebody. Wrap up the right way. Nah, I think not today. Anyway, thank you for coming, and I will see you again tomorrow for more Trails in the Sky. Alright, bye.